Do you want to live a life that you love? Do you want to live a life where you're waking up every day, you're pumped, you're excited, you just love your life, you feel your passion, you're living on purpose? Well, stick around because I'm going to share my 5-step Prime Your Life system that I use with my paying clients, so you'll be able to craft and design a life that you truly love, where you can wake up every day just loving it. If that sounds like you, then stick around. If you're new here, my name is Swalwell. I'm a life design coach, certified results coach, and I help people who are stuck in their 9-to-5 grind do what they love. We talk a lot about mindset on this channel, a lot about habits that lead to success, and how to actually achieve your dreams and your wants in life. If that sounds like you, feel free to hit the subscribe button below, hit the bell so you do get notified by YouTube each week. So before we go through Prime, right, so there'll be the 5 key elements essentially to creating an ideal life. You want to look at these areas, so you might want to write these down. So you want to look at your wealth, you want to look at your relationships, so you have a category of relationships, you want to have a category of career or business, you want to have a category for partner, okay? And you want to have a category for health. So you want to have those areas, and you want to visualize, close your eyes and really visualize what it is that you want in those areas. How do you want to feel? How do you want to? What do you hear? What do you see as you go through each of those areas? Now, if you're unsure, like what are you passionate about? I'm not quite sure what I want to do in my career, my business, for example, which is a very, very common thing and something a lot of people ask me. They DM me, or my clients ask me. We do just some simple exercises, but highly effective. I put those together in a free toolkit below. So you maybe spend 20 minutes on that. I say under 10 minutes you'll be able to find what you're passionate about. So the Passion Finder Toolkit, check that out below. So you want to do that first. Once you've done that, we can then move into the Prime system. And the first is your P, right? Your P in Prime, and that is your purpose. So why do you want to achieve those results? Why do you want that ideal life? And this is really, really important. Okay, so when you're having a purpose, you would all agree, right? So if you have moments in life where you're just riding a wave of going up, and then stuff just happens to you, it feels like life's against you. Yeah, we've all had that, right? So you want to, if you've got strong reasons and you've got strong whys, then that'll pull you through when you're having those tough times. How many people actually give up when they're going through that tough time? They get resistance and they stop, right? So it prevents action. We want things that are going to ensure, we want methods, tools, and tactics to ensure that we can keep taking action. Okay, that's how you get successful. That's how you achieve the results, the wants and desires you want in life. So with the purpose, you want to think about what's your reasons for yourself. So you would be thinking, why do I truly want to create whatever wealth it is, right? Really think about why, what that's going to do for you. Okay, firstly, it's what's going to do for you. If you do the Passion Finder toolkit that I provide for you below, and you go through that and you work out what your passions are and what truly is going to light you up, what career and business you can wrap around that, you then want to ask why. Why do I want those things? Is it that it's going to make you happy, excited? Is it that it's going to bring you, say, in the wealth area, what does that wealth give you truly? Like, what are the reasons for you? Okay. Then you want to look at what is it going to do for those that I love? So what is creating this ideal life in these different areas? So creating an ideal life, ideal me for wealth, health. How is that impacting my kids? How is it impacting my kids? So for example, you might want to create your ideal life in general, and by going through that process, working out all these steps, the prime steps, the P, the R, the I, the M, and the E, so you can start living your ideal life where you're passionate, you're happy, you've got all these tools, tactics, things that you're learning, not just for yourself, but you can then influence your kids. You can then help them design a life that they love. Now, let me ask you this. Do you want to impact your kids positively? Do you want your kids to be living life on purpose, where they're passionate, where they're in love with their life, where they're happy, where they had the best relationships possible, they've got an amazing partner, they've created wealth, they've got a business and career that they love? Do you want that for your kids? Not just yourself. Do you want that for your kids? Do you want that for your family? How about greater? What if you could have a legacy where you impact a community or the world? Imagine being able to do those things. So you've got layers to this where you pull the levers on your purpose of your why, your reasoning for yourself, but for those that you love. You go through that exercise, that is extremely powerful. The second is the R, is rewiring. So part of the prime system, we need to look at rewiring. And why do we need to do this? Because for you to be in your ideal life, you're going to be creating a newer version of you, an upgraded version, because you're going to be learning as you go. You're going to be evolving. You're going to need to grow into the person you are. So would you agree with this? If you have an ideal life where you've got a new career, right, that you love, you've created wealth, so say your goal is, say, 7 figures, right? Then you've got this health, so you're going to the gym, you're exercising, you've like this perfect weight that you love, in all areas of your life, right? Would you agree, ask yourself this, will I need to be a different person? Will I need to be a more evolved person? Would I be thinking differently? Because if you're taking action, you're fit, right? Your ideal weight, would you be thinking differently than you are now? If you've created $1 million, would you be thinking different than you are now? If you've created a new business and you've gone and achieved that, or you've got a new career, you're taking steps that you wouldn't normally take, do you think that's going to require a new level of thinking? And the answer to that is yes. So you need to rewire your brain. Now just quickly with that, your brain has existing neural networks, neural pathways that has the thoughts, the program you're currently running, okay, that you're currently running inside your head. Now what we need to do in this step is for all of us when we're trying to grow and evolve into our ideal life, an ideal person, is we need to create new neural pathways. Okay, so we need to think differently. All right, so we look at what are the belief systems that we have? What is holding us back? Have we got limiting beliefs? Are we lacking confidence? Are we scared of taking action? Are we holding on to past trauma or past events? We're fearful of things. Let's just say your new business requires you speaking more in public or speaking in front of people to promote your business, but you're fearful of that. Well, you're not going to be able to take action. We want to remove any roadblocks at this stage that are going to prevent us, you, anyone from taking action. That's what this step is. Rewiring the thinking so we can take action towards the new us, the new life, the ideal life that we want. And if your reasons are powerful enough from step 1, you've got your purpose, and then you do this rewiring process where you're removing roadblocks, you're going to have a very, very clear path with less restriction and resistance from your inner world. The third step is to initiate a game plan. You need to have a game plan, a map, right? A strategy of how you're going to get from point A to point B, from where you are now to where you want to go. So why do we need this? Well, if you want to get out of your 9-to-5 grind to do what you love, you need a game plan. If you want to create wealth, right, and you have wealth goals in mind, you need a game plan of how you're going to get there. If you want to influence your kids, like I mentioned before, and have them living a life of purpose and passion, you need a good game plan of how you're going to achieve that. So really what the game plan is, it's micro steps to get from point A to point B. So once you've kind of discovered what your passions are, you've gone through the passion toolkit, you've gone through the P and the R of what I've mentioned, you then want to really look at, you want a future pace. So you want to have a think of, put yourself in 12 months time or 2 years time when you're already in that ideal life. So you can play along with this if you like, or just make notes of this. So you want to really close your eyes, visualize the situation. What's it look like? What's that life, that ideal life that you've created? What does it feel like? What do you hear? What do you see? What does that world look like? And just really visualize that, hear that, feel that. Okay? And you'd go through that exercise and then you'd make note of what it is that's happening there. Then you'd want to go in and do some research of what other people who are already in that position, what are they doing? Have a look at some books. Have a look on their website. Read and digest information, YouTube, podcasts, and really absorb what it is that they're doing. So if you want to get to a certain weight, then look at what the people that have already achieved what you're doing. Talk to your friends, look at some mentors, Look at people that you look up to. If you want to get a 7-figure business, well then look at what other people who have achieved that have done. There's so much information in this day and age. It's at our fingertips. We can learn very, very quickly. Okay, so once you've got that, then you can put it into a roadmap of, right, here's all the micro steps that I need to take to get there. So you can see how important the roadmap is. And I really spend a lot of time in this section with my clients because you want to get it into a spot. Like a lot of the time they'll say things like, oh, I don't have time for a game plan. I don't have time to put this together. But you'll find that going through that process, you're going to be more organized because you're creating and designing a life that you love, that's aligned to your values and your passions, right? So you are wanting to, you're wanting to actually do the process because it's on things that you love, but B, you're going to naturally be more organized because you're actually making space. You're creating and designing. You get rid of things that you don't want. Like how many of you actually spend time on social media or watch too much Netflix? There's things in your life that aren't as a priority, and you'll start to see that as you go through this process. The other is that people ask, well, I've had trouble taking action before on things like this. Why would this work? Well, because a lot of the time is, aside from people having the wrong mindset and not having good reasons to back it up, they have goals that are too far out of their comfort zone. So a good coach, they'll be able to identify the sweet spot of where your action is, like where you'll take action, your threshold, your action threshold, I'd call it. So you want to find that perfect spot where you'd be able to take action. So I spent a lot of work there with clients really trying to find that. So for yourself, just really have a think about what is the easiest step that I can take, but it's still going to put me forward, and just make them micro steps and map that all the way out. So there could be hundreds, if not thousands of steps to take to achieve what you want to achieve. The next step is the M. Now the M is move. What do I mean by move? So we've done the P, we've done the R, we've done the I, we've done the M of prime. So the M is move. So this is action. So many people do not take action. They will read information, they absorb information, they learn, they get stuck in that learn and consumption mode. Just watching YouTube video after YouTube video, which is good, it's great to consume, but you need to take action. So once you've got a really solid game plan, you've done the other work, now it's time to take action. So it's a good idea to get someone to hold you accountable. So a mentor, a friend, depending on which category you're working on. If you want to go to the gym, then maybe it's a good idea to get someone on board to do it with you. If you're starting a new career or business, then maybe you get a mentor, or maybe you get a coach. Maybe it's a manager at work to help you with your career advancement. So in the different sections, it's a good idea to get people to hold you accountable. Join Facebook groups, things like that, where you're with like-minded people that will push you to move forward. But as I said, you want to be able to take action. You don't want to get stuck in just that learn mode. Some other suggestions for you can do start, stop, continue. So what do you want to start, what do you want to stop, and what do you want to continue doing in your life? That'll help you take action and create space in your time. You also want to plan more. So really get used to planning. So get your calendar out, spend Sundays just looking at your week. So I would suggest using something like Asana, ASANA, and then you can literally just have an ongoing list. So when you think of something, you put it in there as a task, or you have your piece out roadmap, your step-by-step items of your roadmap, and then you start putting that into your calendar for the week. So what actions am I doing on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and so on. And that way you're getting used to organizing and planning yourself. So Sunday, and then every morning I just go through what I've got to do that day. And I found that helps considerably. So some extra tips there on how to actually take action. The E of prime is evaluate. This is actually pretty important and a step people miss. Why do we need to evaluate? Well, when you're evaluating, you're essentially looking at how you've gone. By this point, you've gone through either milestones or you've reached your result. So I normally would suggest, and with clients, we evaluate every month or quarter. And it's really taking a look at what's worked, what hasn't worked, scoring yourself in different areas. So you want to be scoring yourself, how did I go in the area of health? How did my growth go? How did I go with taking steps towards my career and business? Just asking these types of questions and scoring yourself out of 10 so you can, and maybe keeping it in Google Docs or keeping it in your journal. So you've got a note of how you're progressing. So you're looking at what has worked, what hasn't worked as a result of that. And I would recommend having milestones set up in place. So have micro goals with a reward system built in. So you want to have some sort of reward, and this will keep you motivated to moving through the steps as well. So your reward could be going out to dinner with your partner, or going to the movies with a friend, or it could be shouting yourself something that you really like. It could be going shopping, right? Whatever is meaningful to you. Everyone is different, but you want to have some sort of reward system in place on the back of a scoring system. And if you hit the target or the goal, then great. You can then initiate the reward. So evaluation, that's super important. Now, before we go any further, just remember the Passion Finder Toolkit. I put this together. It is very effective, as I said. So I highly recommend just downloading it. If not, this is the number one question people ask me. This is one of the main things that people get stuck on. I don't even know what I want to do. I don't know where to start. I don't know what passion is, or they need clarity around what their passion is, right? So if that helps you in any way, it's going to bring you value. I know that. Check it out. Feel free to add any comments below, any questions. Let me know what you think about the system, the Prime system. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And while you're waiting for next week's video, check out these 2 videos here, and they should give you some value, and hopefully they help you out in your life as well. That is it for this video. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.